And I welcome you back to the Dobranic channel, and today we are going to be talking about Lake Oroville. We're going to be talking about Lake Powell. We have all three lakes that we're going to be talking about. I have some very interesting things about Lake Powell that came out over the last 24 hours, and the level is dire situations. We will definitely be talking about Lake Mead as we always do. So without further ado, we're going to start off by checking out the weather forecast for the next 10 days. I'm not going to bore you with this quite a bit. This is the next 10 days in California. On the east side of California, you're going to get some rain. Maybe an inch. Maybe an inch. California, that's what you're getting. Utah, looking much better. 1.7. Nice little swath up there. Monsoons are back with full force. Over here in Colorado, 2.4. This is better than nothing. It's pretty widespread, but there's some patches where it's not as widespread. 1.3 up here. 1.8. It'd be nice if this was all a nice yellow or a pink, would even be fantastic. Down here, 1.2. Now, Flagstaff down here, they've been getting rain quite a bit. 2.17. So this is good news, but the bad news is it's been so dry that any rain that they get, it just constantly sucks into the ground. So there's not a lot of runoff that goes into the lake. A little bit, but the lake hasn't really been affected by this that I've seen, and I've been watching this very closely. So this is what you got going on here, and I think that's what's going on. Basically, it's just getting sucked into the ground when it rains because it's been so dry. This is good news over here. This will flow right into Lake Powell, and Lake Powell is in trouble. They're forecasting Lake Powell is going to get worse, not better. We do have a La Nina coming this year, not an El Nino, and that is just terrible. So let's roll over and start talking about Lake Oroville. Okay, we are at Lake Oroville water level, and look at this, 649.20 feet. The lake continues to drop. Just think, 2 years ago it was at 875, almost to the very top, like literally only just feet away from it, and now look at it, it just continues to drop, and this is bad. This was taken Wednesday, July 28th at 2 p.m. The level is 250 feet, below full pool of 900, and yes, it has dropped some more, 0.6 feet yesterday, and that is over a half a foot. It dropped, it continues to drop, and we are getting so close to it not being able to produce any more power. First time in its history that it'll ever be turned off. All right, now we're going to go over to Lake Powell and talk about this. The water level at Lake Powell is currently 3,554.36 feet MSL. This was taken Tuesday, July 27th, 2021, and that was at 12 a.m. And the level is 145.64 feet below full pool of 3,700, and that is the lowest, folks. And that changed since the last reading before that was 0.15 right here. And yes, Lake Powell is in a world of hurt. So they're going to be releasing 125,000 acre feet of water from Flaming Gorge. So Flaming Gorge will contribute 125 acre feet through October, while the dam tenders will release 56,000 acres feet combined from Colorado, Blue Mesa, and New Mexico Navajo Reservoir this year. So the total of that will be 181 acre feet and should rise the water level in Lake Powell about 3 feet. 3 feet, that's it. So right now we sit at 3,554. So if it rises at 3 feet, that will 3,557. You're talking only 3 feet. Last year at this time it was at 3,670. So I mean, that's kind of laughable if you think about it. So last year the level was right around 3,606 feet, and today it's at 3,554 feet. So you were down 52 feet. Think about it. That's like a difference of 49 feet. That is just crazy. Lake Powell is in a world of trouble. If they don't start getting rain, they are going to be in a world of trouble. And Utah officials are wanting to push for a controversial 1.8 water pipe to support the growth in St. George, and that's crazy. What? You guys don't need to be growing anymore. There's not enough water. The upper reservoir is only getting 7.5 million acre feet to divvy up amongst the upper states, and then you're wanting to suck more water out? What I don't hear all these people talking about, I hear pipelines to Utah, but what I don't hear about is pipelines from, let's say, anywhere that floods, like let's say the Mississippi, let's say all the way across to the Colorado by going the interstate system, so they don't have to spend any more money on land, because land's the biggest issue here. They can run the pipeline right in the middle of an interstate or right along the side of an interstate to stop from having to pay for more land. That would be incredible. And most every state owes the United States government money, so they would have to obey the rule and have to do it. And let's say you get the water from Lake Michigan. Now hear me out. Let's say that we take the water from Lake Michigan, who has a surplus, ship it down the Illinois River, let it flow naturally till it gets to, let's say, St. Louis, because the Illinois River dumps into the north of St. Louis. You can ship it out west that way, and then you, especially like through the summers, whenever the summer is dry, wouldn't take much to ship it from the Great Lakes to the Illinois River, because the Illinois River is actually connected to the Mississippi, and it's also connected to Lake Michigan. You could suck the water out there. You could drop that lake by 3 feet, and it really wouldn't do much harm, in my opinion, and some other people's opinions I have been talking to. This seems like a feasible operation. You could put solar along the way to pump the water, so we can do this. We need to start talking about this amongst our representatives. So if you are here in the United States, I know I have people in Europe, and I know I have people over in Australia and other places around the world that watch my videos, and they're not much help for that, but anybody that lives in the States that is hearing this right now, call your representatives. Let's get the ball rolling here. We need to be vocal about this. Not everybody's going to agree with this, and that's okay. We will just agree to disagree, but we have to start the conversation somewhere. And if we don't start the conversation, who's going to? So, that being said, till we start speaking up, calling our representatives, calling our senators, but asking them to take this into consideration, then we are at a stalemate here and nothing's happening, and the lake continues to drop. It dropped for 52 feet. Although the reservoir is about 423 feet deep at the dam, it is shaped like a V, like I've told you before, and it's only about 32% full. So think about it. It dropped 52 feet since last year. That should tell you everything you need to know. That is insane. That means it could rise quick, though, too. Just keep that in mind. We need to build a pipeline, though, to help with the aquifer systems on top of it and everything else. So that is all I have on Lake Powell. Let's roll over to Lake Mead and check out the water levels. As we roll over to Lake Mead water level, you can clearly see that the lowest water level was on the 22nd, and that was 1,067.7. It has rose just slightly to 1,067.80. The trend is probably going to continue to drop unless this rain does just a little bit and kind of keeps it at bay. But you can kind of see that this time of year, even up here if you look at 2019 and 2020, how it kind of slowly trends down, but it doesn't trend down too much until you get later into November before it starts to rise in December. So the lake is going to go up and down, and that's the way it's going to be probably the next couple months, I would imagine. According to history here, it kind of looks like it does the same thing pretty much, other than the dwindling water, and it just continues to get lower and lower. The lake has dropped 0.5, and the water level today is at 1,067.80 feet MSL, mean sea level. Wednesday, July 28, 2021. This was taken at 1 p.m. The level is 161.20 feet below full pool of 1,229 feet. And you have to remember that the water level is only 17.8 feet away from losing turbines. Once it gets to 1,050 feet, that's whenever the turbines stop, and that is not a good situation at all. At that point, they're only going to have 5 turbines in operation till it reaches a staggering 950 feet. So we are on the verge of losing turbines, and the pressure behind these is not producing the power like it would if it was up 100 feet or higher. So we are getting closer and closer. That's why the importance of a pipeline must be done sooner than later. I have no other solutions. What do you guys think? Leave comments down below, be civil, and we'll see you on the next one. God bless.